We live. We hungry. We hungry. Yeah. Whoa, my thing. I don't like it red. Right. I must have to accept that I'm very pink in the face and go with the white. Fuck
yeah.
it.
Speaking of pink, spread it. I'll be there in an hour, mate.
One in the pink, two in the stink. I said to him, Joe. I said, all right, we'll do this before we go into the main intro. I said, right, just send him upstairs, innit? Fucking Joe's just on in the back.
Yeah, mate, he's under the table sucking me off as we speak, mate. It's beautiful.
Speaking of the table,
guys, welcome in. I Blues You, Season 2, Episode 8, Darts Special. England has got darts fever. We've all got darts fever. All of us. And to be honest, it's crazy. I don't know how it's happened. Just everyone is interested in the darts, basically. And if you're not interested in the darts, you're probably a fucking loser, all right? Sorry, I'm just going to fucking say it how it is.
You know
what I mean?
You know what I thought you were going to go with? Right, we'll go into this. You know the guys that are like, you know, you want to be someone that's like a laugh in the pub. Like,
Yeah. Don't be a fucking quib. Get on the beers. Get on the drugs. You want to be someone that people can have a laugh with. Like that guy, yeah.
That's the one.
But yeah, guys, Darts Fever is taking over, including myself and Thomas. Tonight is the 3rd of January. It's the PDC Darts Final. And, mate, I think we're all very excited.
I'm so excited, mate. We need green. I'll see it in chat. We need green for Littler. Also, like, why green for Littler? Green would be for MVG. Yeah. So we'll go green for MVG.
Mate,
there
do you know how excited I am? I'm so excited that my face has disappeared off the pod.
Yeah,
crazy,
it's great. You know, it's mad when that happens.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
Guys, so this podcast is solely for entertainment purposes. We do not advocate overconsumption or abuse of alcohol, and we certainly do not promote binge drinking. All guests have the choice whether they wish to drink alcohol, and it is their responsibility to drink responsibly. And with that being said, cheers. This isn't squash. This is my Christmas drink. Well, the drink that's not actually a Christmas drink, but I only really drink it around Christmas. Captain Morgan's Mango and Pineapple Tiki and Limonada.
Tiki's banging. But, yeah, guys, so, yeah, it's the final tonight. Littler versus MVG. Mate, it's been a great tournament. I've watched nearly every game with Mike, Dodie, James, Tim. To be fair, even my brother's made an appearance, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, mate, there's been some quality games. Like, to watch has been fucking brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
It's one of them where it's like, where it's an individual sport. Some people, you know, like, for a lot of fandom, and especially in the UK in terms of sport, like, it's very easy to get behind a team. You know, like, that's why the England's men's national team in football, people get behind it. But, like, in darts in general, it really don't matter who's in the final. Right, you just get behind it. You're buzzing. You're seeing, man, mate. The amount of high vis and Ali G's you see in the mate, it's great, man. It's great. I'm all in. Right, gun fingers in the air. Fucking.
Mate. The question is, are you actually gonna go to the pub like that?
No, I don't know. You know.
No, mate. Odds on. Right. No. Listen. Right. You me right now. Right. No. Right. You me right now. Rock paper scissors. If I win, you have to go to the pub like that.
What? But I've got... This ain't fair. I've got these on.
Take one of them off, you fucking
I can't, mate. Rock, paper, scissors, gun, innit?
Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
All right.
Right. So we're going to rock, paper, scissors, shoot, yeah?
Okay.
Go on, shoot, okay?
No, this is like fucking... It's like a Squid Game. You go like, and then pull away. Should we do that?
Yeah.
And pull out.
Mate, you know me. I never pull out.
You dirty bastard. All right.
Ready?
All right.
Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot. Rock. And you got scissors. Mate, I thought because there's a bit of a delay, you're just going to go like this, and then I'm going to go like
I was kind of hoping for it. I was contemplating, like, keep my hands, like, down here, and just,
you know what,
and be like, oh, no, look, you lost.
One second. Let me try this. Wait.
Mate, do you know what you look like with that hat on? You look like one of the, like,
I look a
DJ,
a DJ, innit?
No, you look like one of the trainers from Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire. You know, the ones on the beach. That's what you look like in that. You are like...
Oh, the fucking... The Donnies that wear the wife beaters. Yeah. And I've got the fucking hula. Yeah, like, man's looking like an NPC from Lilo and Stitch.
Well, speaking of dressing up, we have been already discussing going to the darts next year. And we've come up with what we think is... Well, what I think is the god tier dress up for Ali Pali, right? So we all go as minions, but we have Iliad as Gru.
I've seen it. Someone did it this year. It came up on the thing.
Yeah.
Like these two birds are wearing like yellow beanies and goggles, obviously as the minions. And then fucking you've got my man that has got a fucking bald cap on and like a fucking wham nose, like as Gru. That's sick, to be fair.
Mate, sorry, Iliad for catching strays here. But Iliad doesn't need the outfit. He's bald, he's got a wham fucking nose, right?
Yeah.
He's got the posture, right? All we need to do is to buy him, you know those fake, like, fat bellies that, like, wear, like, dungarees?
Yeah.
Mate, fucking Gru right there. We'll all just be the minions. Joe can be the big fuck off minion, you know, like the massive one from one of the new movies. Mate, honestly, mate, we're set.
We're going to steal the moon.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And we'll be locked in because there'll be like 12 of us. So Gru and his 11 minions, mate, it'll be fucking class. It'll be fucking class.
Yeah,
it'll be so good. I did also think. Probably wouldn't get away with it. We could go as like serial killers and shit, which would be cool. And you know what I mean? Like, you know, we could go as our favorite serial killers and stuff, or just people that are famous for the wrong reasons.
We'll just go as Jimmy Savile. But Jimmy Savile was he was trending on Twitter the other day, and I looked into why. It's because Gareth Southgate got knighted, and they were bringing it up like fucking hell. They're just knighting that. Not nice. No,
that's quite nice. Don't know what it is.
It looks nice. But anyway, yeah, so Gareth Southgate was trending as well as Jimmy Savile. And they were like, oh, they're just handing out knighthoods to anyone. They fucking even gave Jimmy Savile one.
Yeah.
Like, in relation to Gareth Southgate getting his knighthood. I'm like, poor bloke, man. Like, he's tried his best to win something with his England team. And he's getting mentioned in the same fucking tweets as Jimmy Savile. Like, he's not fucking molested a nation. He's lifted a nation. One molested a nation. One has lifted...
No, because you know what? He did fuck our nation. Do you know how depressed we all were for days?
Are we on about Jimmy or Gareth still? Who are we on about?
Gareth.
Jesus Christ.
Shout out my boy. No, I'm joking.
Big up Jimmy.
Yeah, but no, mate.
And honestly, I miss you, Jimmy.
Mate, there's so many good costumes that I've seen. The best one that I saw was literally last night with a guy who looks like Stephen Bunting, and his sign says, there's only 2 Stephen Buntings, and it is fucking class. Joe, if you could like edit that in with like that picture, it's fucking class.
Mate, but that's false anyway, because like there's a fucking like video on YouTube now of like Stephen Bunting's son, like all the reactions. I don't know how old he is. He definitely ain't like he can't be much older than 12.
Mate, it's
but
Peter Griffin and young Peter Griffin, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Little Peter.
But yeah, speaking of Bunting, though, we should really talk about the games. To be fair, we should talk about the games. We're running on limited time. Did you watch the game last night, the Little Bunting game?
I watched both of them.
I must admit, so I watched it with I watched it with Mike. Who did I watch it with? Fucking hell, was I that pissed? No, I watched it with Dodie, Mike, James, and Tim, and it was one of those games where I kind of didn't want anyone to win, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it would have been nice if the bracket had set up nice for a Stephen Bunting hit the final, but it just had to be that way. Yeah.
And mate, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was kind of gassed when both of them were hitting their checkouts. To be honest, like, it was just a really enjoyable game to watch. I really don't think the final score represents.
Both the matches last night both the semis were 6-1 in favour of Michael Van Gerwen and Luke Littler, and it's like it's one of them. Like, so many times, like when I'm looking at, because I was working while Littler and Bunting was on, and Bunting's 2-0 up, and I'm like, all you got to do when you're 2-0 up at that point, whatever's happened, all you have to do is hold your fucking throw. It's either that throw, you hold it, okay, they hold their throw, you just hold yours, and then Littler just comes with the reverse sweep and just nicks it every time. Like, it was some fucking plot armor shit.
To be fair, I did feel like Bunting was kind of gifting a few legs away that really could have turned it round.
Yeah.
I think when it got to 4-0 Littler, we all basically said, like, this match should be 2-2.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be 4-0. You know what I mean? It was definitely closer than that. I did feel sorry for Bunting, to be fair. But I also feel sorry for Littler. Like, he's getting a lot of stick, like, from people online. And I don't know why.
So, someone I work with showed me there was an interview, not with Littler, with Michael Van Gerwen about Littler, and it was just like Michael saying, like, you guys don't understand like what it's like the amount of pressure that's being put on this kid's shoulders. You know what I mean? Like, you reporters don't know what it's like, and they're like, oh no, we understand. And it was like, well, if you understand, you wouldn't even ask some of the questions you're asking. And don't get me wrong, like, when you become a celebrity essentially overnight, which, you know, you're safe to say he has done, you know, that's going to come with increased popularity, increased, you know, public attention, increased everything, you know. So, you know, and a lot of that is good. But in general, it's like, Michael Van Gerwen said it pretty well himself. Just like, let him enjoy his darts. Like, just let him crack on, like, and get on with it, man.
Yeah, for definite. So the game was fucking great to watch. Like, I must admit, come like towards the end of the game, mate, I was fired up, man. I was fucking standing up. I was
Stephen Bunting averaged just over a ton, about like 100, and lost. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you know, you look at the averages of some of the other games, and you look at the 180s that are hit in like all the games involving Littler as well. Like even Littler's quarterfinal.
I think is he not on track for like the record for most 180s
in the world? No, he's hit it already. So what it was at the quarterfinal stage before he faced Nathan Aspinall, he had beaten Michael Smith's 180 record in the World Championships by 9. He'd already beaten it by 9, and he was in the quarterfinals. So then he had all the ones for the quarterfinals, which he got about 15 maybe, all the ones in the semis now, and now he's going to hit fucking loads in the final. Both him and MVG will. So it's he smashed that like a couple rounds ago.
I'm just trying to find the tweet. There was a tweet that I saw last night that kind of summed up the game. It was really good.
Littler averaged 105. That's not normal, like, in general at this stage. Not. Like, people are acting like, you know, Bunting played really shit and Nathan Aspinall the round before played really shit. They did not play shit. Both of them played really well. They just came up against a kid who's like on his game, and you can see the look in his eye. I keep saying he's a man on a mission. Did have to keep reminding myself that he's a child. He's a child on a mission. It's crazy.
I mean, to be honest, like, I kind of feel he's got a bit of an advantage going into tonight because, you know, he's been in his first big final this time last year.
Yeah.
And he lost. I think just the amount of experience that he's picked up along the year now. I think his run up to the final, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I genuinely think that before last night's game, I really was not convinced. He was hitting 180s, but he was really struggling to check out. He was really like kind of making the games harder than it had to be.
The finishing in both of his games, he finishes well in the first couple legs, which is why he goes like 2-0 up in like 15 minutes, if that. And then, as you know, pressure starts maybe getting to him, as you know, person he's playing starts getting their rhythm and their IM, starts missing a couple, throwing a couple wayward darts. But it happens to everyone. But I guess a lot of people, like, you know, see it and it's like, they're not convinced because they just, you know, what he's capable of. Like, he could just turn it on at any minute. That's why he's Luke the Nuke, just like explode at any minute. Like, it made me laugh because when I was watching it while I was working, obviously see you man messaging, it's just like, hey, he's dusted, man, or saying all this, and then my man's just like, shut up, Josh from Woolwich and Joe from wherever the fuck you're from, Joe, I can't remember where you're from, Essex, Joe from Essex, like, man just piles in like a 180, like, he don't care, man, he just gets on with it, and that's why you got a lot of respect for him.
So up until last night, I was a bit like, I don't know if he'll do it, like, he's not looked on form, but mate, last night, from the second he walked out, you could tell he was locked the fuck in. Yeah. Like, he was fucking locked in. Someone tweeted last night, Bunting just averaged over 100 that entire game, by the way. But Bunting wasn't shit. Luke is just an absolute darts freak. And that is true, man. Like he just fucking turned on and
averaging a ton's good. Man. Like the averages over the last few years, not even just the semi-final stage, just overall since 2018 has actually gone down. But it averages like goes from like 92, 94 to average a ton and lose. It's like
it's crazy. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is fucking crazy.
That's
It's hard to do.
You've basically hit a treble. Obviously, you've had some trebleless visits, but averaging a ton across a longer format as well. By the way, means you basically you have very minimal trebleless visits. Like all of your, and even if you do, they're backed up by like 140s, 180s. It's like you're basically getting your first dart in every time, and then following it up with like either another treble or just a couple 20s. Like, say he played well, and so did Nathan Aspinall. But it's just,
mate, definitely. I do definitely feel like Aspinall kind of gave up, though. To be honest with you,
he didn't look like. I don't think he didn't give up, because I think it's the opposite. I don't think he ever thought he had a chance of winning. I think he ultimately knows that he's not been playing. He's been playing all right, but he's got dartitis. Which, to be fair, Eric Bristow, 5-time world, he had dartitis. It's just he just struggles to throw his first dart, and because he had an actual injury where he had a shoulder brace and everything, and since he recovered from that injury, like this mental blockade he's got on himself, like he struggles to throw that first dart. But to be honest, once he got over that, when I watch darts, I like a rhythm. That's why this final tonight you've got MVG, Luke Littler, very similar, throw quite quickly. Both you see both their game face. Like Michael looks fucking, he's proper on it. Yeah, man. Luke Littler's the same. Like a little, they're both so serious when it comes to
they are
being on the hockey.
So I'm like I said, seeing that performance last night, I'm now. I don't know. Obviously, for me, I want Luke to do it.
Absolutely, everyone I've spoken to about it wants Luke Littler to win. Yeah.
Honestly, like my head tells me that I think
Michael. Michael's got something. Like he always has done. Like he's been in the position. He's been in this position where he's been like. Don't get me wrong. He came onto the scene similar age, but wasn't like dubbed as shit hot as Luke Littler. But he was still like young boy Michael Van Gogh with hair throwing against Phil Taylor, giving him a run through it. Like. He's a good player. He has been for years, mate. He'll go down as one of the greats in darts, easily.
For definite. It's going to be a hard game tonight. I think, for me, I reckon Littler wins it 7-4.
Is it? It is first. Is it first to 7 tonight?
First to 7.
Yeah. I was going to say. I was like, because I knew it was first to. Was it first to 7 last night or first to 6?
No, it was 6. Right.
Yeah, I was thinking, because he was like, this ain't going to take long, is it? Like, it's one game. And I'm like, it's going to take a while. Like, with set play and stuff, it's like, you know what I mean? It's basically best of 5 in that set. In terms of the legs you get. And obviously, you win 2 legs in that set. You don't carry them over. That's it. You start again.
Exactly, yeah. But, so yeah, I'm going to be cheering on my boy Luke, man. Like, I would love to see him win. Because as well, I must admit, I've only really got into darts very recently, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things with sports, right, where the weird OG supporters have a problem with it, and the way that I see it is having someone young like that come onto the scene will do nothing but good for the scene in years to come.
He's attracted a whole new audience, a whole new viewership that would have never looked at darts otherwise. Would have never taken an interest otherwise.
Yeah. I've said this 3 times to people that I've watched the games with. Right, the most sold present for kids this year at Christmas, was the Luke Littler dartboard, the magnetic one.
Yeah.
Right. You're talking little kids, right, mate. 10, 15 years down the line. Right, if he stays on the scene, you're going to have an influx of really fucking good players.
Yeah, Project Littler's in full swing. No one gives a shit about Project Mbappe anymore, because we know less than 1% of kids or teenage academy players, they don't make it as a professional. Yeah. Whereas, mate, all you got to do is get some arrows, right? Get them in Argos, Sports Direct, go down the Boozer, go down your local darts club, St Helens, wherever it was. Luke Littler went. Right, get the kebabs in, get the vapes in, and fucking get going, boys, mate. That's the fucking diet of a champion, mate.
Yeah, that's it. It's
and,
true, man.
And unrelated to Luke Littler, I see I don't know if you might have sent me it, or you might have reposted it, or I might have just seen it on Twitter or Facebook, but it was Stephen Bunting doing Titanium, and doing all this, and the caption was like, "This is like the peak of like male performance," and I won't have anyone tell me otherwise.
Yeah,
like that's the only thing Littler just needs to. He needs a new walkout song. I know we'll talk about it in a bit. The walkout when you've got my man there, like I'm bulletproof, and it's just like, how the fuck do you top that? You can't. You have to come out with something hard.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. Like, he definitely does need to change his walkout song just for his brand. You need something that is, because realistically, like the crowd are behind him every game.
Yeah.
But you need that one sing along.
What songs are about nukes though? Because you think about it, like Phil Taylor, Phil the Power Taylor was "I've Got the Power," and that was always Obviously, Stephen the Bunting Bullet has got "I'm Bulletproof," and I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Like I know
probably "Earthquake" by what's his fucking name, the rapper.
Well, I know who it's by. It's we're on about Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, yeah.
I'm thinking which darts player. I know Labyrinth does Earthquake. Which darts player?
Yeah. But no, mate. Honestly, right? As cliche as it is, man, just give him "Sweet Caroline." Do you know what I mean?
That's already someone's already got that.
No, steal it, innit? You got money, but you got money like that. You know what I mean? What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Square up to you on the dart? It's not happening.
It's I think it's it's Daryl Gurney. Super Chin. Yeah, Daryl Gurney.
Daryl Gurney, Ernie. On the he definitely does just need to change. Change his walkout. As well, something really interesting as well. Like, this how easy to forget how young Littler is. We were talking about this the other night. We didn't realise that because he's not 18, he doesn't have any like betting sponsors on his t-shirt.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. I looked at it the other day. Like his sponsors are Boohoo Man, prostate cancer on his Xbox, and on his I can't remember which side, but he's got KP Nuts. So he's got KP Nuts. Yeah, that's it. And obviously, and on top of that, obviously he's 17. Obviously, his parents will come and watch him, but his parents have to watch. It was the same as last year. His parents have to be there because it's obviously a licensed premises that sells alcohol. Yeah. So it's no different to a boozer. So
fuck you, Queen Aurora. We know our shit, bruv. You know what I mean, right?
You don't know
shit. Us with all that bakwas.
Yeah. Yeah, drinking from... Yeah, shut up. No, you weren't. Self-snitching, man.
Mate, you imagine Luke Littler walking into Ali Pally and ordering a carvery and a fucking pint of cider.
Yeah.
You can
get a pint of cider Perry or mead with your carvery dinner at the Black Ball.
He's just on the stage and after every fucking throw, just jamming a fucking roast potato. You imagine? You fucking jokes.
I'm trying to find iconic songs about nukes for Luke's walkout song. I can't really find any.
Listen, mate, you're walking down a very odd like Google search history there, all right? Like,
oh no, but it's already on my like recent searches, so it's all right.
Oh yeah, it's fine then.
Yeah, but in general, obviously, I guess it's hard as a young man when all the iconic songs are taken, and he'll have to play. Obviously, he's gonna have a long career by the looks of it, but. Maybe then this song that he's got now, that'll be iconic for years to come. We just don't think it's anything now because it's a fairly new song because obviously he's a young boy.
Yeah. When I was a young boy.
But you know what song I do like though? It's not really a song. It's just like obviously the chant. It's like walking in a little wonderland. You see that? Yeah. I didn't realise that when he was going on against was it Aspinall? Then you've got like Angry Ginge in his sort of friends and family thing, wearing a Luke the Nuke shirt, like.
Yeah, it's cool.
Giving it, there's only one Luke Littler.
Yeah. So here's a question for you, because I know where I stand on this, right?
Okay.
Right. So we're obviously still staying on the darts topic. So Phil Taylor.
Yes.
Right. The GOAT.
Yes.
Right. Most titles.
Undisputed. 26-time world champion. You can't dispute it.
Yeah. If he plays now in his prime, do you reckon he's still doing it?
Oh, what, in his prime?
Yeah.
100%. Easily.
Do you think?
Easy, fucking
mate,
easily. He would
mate,
he would piss.
Mate, I really don't. Honestly, I don't.
He would piss on the players of today. Statistically,
Do you think? Do you really think that?
100%.
No, man.
100%.
Mate, honestly, right? Okay, hear me out, right? The reason why I disagree, right, is so in this day and age of darts, who else is even like, kind of like, not close because no one's close. But who is like on the way, type thing?
No one,
right?
No one's close. No one's close.
No, but this is what I mean because there's so many quality players now.
Aha! I knew we were getting to this. All right, continue, but I'm ready.
Yeah, there are so many quality players now that no matter how good you are, right? It's hard to be as good as that because every fucking game is a good game, basically.
Yeah. So what that's come down to is instead of like the world number ones, because obviously tonight is a final between the world number 3 and the world number 4, which is crazy to think about. Luke Littler before the last world championships was 164th in the world. He is now 4th in the world. So we'll sit on that for a bit. But yeah, so rank number 3, rank number 4 in the world, right? I think what's happened is the sort of top 10, or maybe we'll go as far as saying the top 16, the elite of the sport, it's condensed. It's a lot more open, like you've said, that, you know, you had so many seeded players going out in the second round for them, but like the first round they played, third round, it was a record number. Seeds dropping left, right, and centre. I mean, Callum Ridge was the unseeded player that made it the furthest. He made it to the quarterfinals, but
he did well, to be fair.
He did very
really shit haircut though.
Really shit haircut. But the thing with like darts nowadays, the standard hasn't gotten better. The players have got, like, the strength in depth has got better. But I don't think, like, if you're asking me the question I asked earlier, if Phil Taylor's in his prime now, he smokes everyone without a doubt. Because I think.
You really think that?
Yes, in his prime, he was.
Mate, listen, I am going to respectfully disagree.
Nah,
I'm going to disagree. No, hang on. Right. Listen, right, let me land. Because, right, it's not like. How can I say this? Realistically, Phil Taylor never really had a challenge, right? Realistically.
We had Raymond van Barneveld that he was trading titles over the years. Adrian Lewis trading, like, good games.
But the thing is, he wasn't meeting them until finals every time. His
finals
run
and
easy,
semis. Yeah, right? Because he was that good.
Right. But with the quality of players now, to have to play at that level against really good caliber players like have come through now, it's a different ball game, man. It's different. It's hard. It's hard to do it, mate.
I still think he could go for a gauntlet now, and obviously not now. He plays on the senior tour now, but like in his prime, like in terms of, because you can only look at his prime, and to be fair, it's an unfair comparison of sorts, because you look at Phil Taylor in his prime and some of the players of today. Michael van Gerwen, you'd say, is probably past his prime.
Yeah.
You know, and he never really met Phil Taylor. Like Phil Taylor, as Phil Taylor was going out, you know, like sort of coming off the professional scene, going on to the seniors tour, doing all these like showcase and whatnot events. That's when obviously Michael van Gerwen's coming through, and it's like, the thing is, it's hard to tell. It's like when people make the comparison of like, like Saka versus, they'll go like Saka versus fucking prime Salah or something like this, and it's like, we ain't even seen prime Saka. It's like, why are you comparing something that ain't finished, really, or we ain't seen the best of him, to someone that you know what he's capable of? Like, this is why I feel sorry for Luke Littler, because obviously he gets all the Taylor comparisons because he's a young boy doing well, and he's getting compared to the GOAT of the sport, which is an honour. It's a massive compliment.
I mean, look, like, if we're going to be brutally honest here, Luke Humphries is outright better than Littler. Outright.
Yeah.
Right.
He's better than anyone else in the world at the minute. Like, the numbers suggest it. Yeah.
So this is why I say this about Phil Taylor, right? Yeah. Mate, Humphries got knocked out, last 16? Quarterfinals?
Got knocked out the last 16 by Peter Wright.
Right? And it's like, okay, but that is, you know, realistically, we can agree on that. He is by far better than anyone else in the scene right now.
Yeah,
like
he's the best. He's the best. Have you seen the difference? Like when he first started playing, it's so jokes, but it's actually true. Like he's the only darts player over like 4 or 5 years that's lost weight. He used to be such a fat shit, Cool Hand Luke. Like in his face, you see it, and now he's like sort of like chiseled, and he's got like a decent haircut, and it's like it's mad what that can do. Like losing a bit of weight and getting a haircut.
Yeah, for definite. But to lose to Wright, and it's not even that he lost. He got fucking battered. Realistically, he got fucking mullered.
You know, he set himself up for that, because if I was to go around and be like, listen, like I've equaled my man's career and I'm 25 years younger, that's gonna piss a man off. That's gonna light a fire. That's gonna stoke the fire. That's gonna light the fire in his belly. That's gonna fucking wind him up to the point where it's like he is determined. He literally, Peter Wright wouldn't have played like that against anyone else. Only against Humphries because of what Humphries said.
But then even then, I'm going to come out and say it. I don't think Wright was that great either, that game.
He's not played good all year.
You know what I mean?
He just played how he has been playing,
But, so this is what I mean. When you take really fucking good players, where in Phil Taylor's sort of shoes, mate, he walks, fucking walked all of it, basically. That's why he's the undisputed greatest of all time.
And to be fair, you look at obviously all his titles, a lot of them, he did win when it was Lakeside, and then obviously when it wasn't just BDO and Lakeside, they moved over to the PDC, started pumping money into the sport, really marketing it and commercializing it and selling it to the masses. And now you look on stage, like you said, they've all got sponsors on their t-shirt, they've got the cheerleaders, Paddy Power, like throwing money at people in the crowd. If someone hits a 9, obviously a lot of money goes to charity as well when that happens. So there's a lot more money in the game now, so it's hard to tell whether
definitely. Honestly, I just think if Taylor played prime Taylor in this moment of darts, I don't think he gets near his record. I don't see it.
Oh no,
I think he wins a lot. He wins a lot.
Yeah, he wouldn't walk it in the same way. Yeah. It's the same way. It's like, I'm trying to think of what other comparison. Let's say I'll just say university, like my dad. I asked him the other day. I was like, Dad, if you took your driving test, because my sister's planning on learning how to drive, and he's sort of teaching her before she does her, same way he did with my brother and whatnot. But I was like, Dad, if you took your driving test now, do you think you'd pass it? And he said, no, absolutely not. Like the criteria, sometimes it just changes.
Definitely.
And things evolve over time, and it's the same with darts and all sports. It's like, everything from the equipment to the money in the game to the training that people used to run marathons, and their diet used to be like some fucking rat poison shit.
Yeah.
Now it's all fucking super shoes and
it's true.
All sorts. Like a lot has changed, but I think Phil Taylor in his prime statistically would still obviously be like up there in and
up
around.
There, yeah, 100%. I'm not saying he'd be fucking dog shit. I don't think he would get close to the record. I really don't. I think there's too many good players, which for me is why I think kind of why I've really got into darts this last few months, is because it's kind of like, so for me, right, football, Trojan Athletic fan. I never cared for the Premier League because it was always the same 3 teams back in the day, right? That would fucking win it. And that is fucking boring to watch, right? No one wants to see it.
Well, the Premier League's got fucking worse now because it's the same one team. But thank fuck ain't going to be that team at least this year.
But then
it's going to be Arsenal, lads.
But I think that's why I'm now really enjoying the darts, because one, you don't have to support a team.
That's what I said at the start.
You can kind of cheer for a player.
It's great.
Right? Yeah. But the games are fucking entertaining to watch from both sides. Whoever wins, realistically, you're getting a good game. I think especially in a tournament like this, especially if you were there, I don't think you want to see someone walk the games You know what I mean? You
Listen,
want that nit and gritty.
darts is
Back and
great.
forth
Darts
and-
is amazing, especially the World Championship, because it's like, right, you've got obviously your top 64 that are in, you've got players that aren't even classed as professionals. So like that, Rob Owen got knocked out. He had to get someone to cover his shift at Iceland so he could play in the like last 16 or whatever it was, because he's ranked. It's mad because he's 77th in the world, but he doesn't have a professional tour card. It's weird, but like, yeah, you got man working at Iceland that are there. Like if when you see England play San Marino and all that, San Marino just gonna hold wood. But like when it starts, it's different because, like you said, the field is so open now, and like I've said, like players are fucking hammering that practice board, they're just doing everything that they can to like gain any sort of advantage and just better their game. Whereas, back in the day, obviously a lot less players were doing that. So the minority that were, the elite, as we'll call them, were obviously, the Phil Taylors, the Eric Bristows, Raymond van Barneveld in periods. And then obviously as time's gone on, more players are emerging, and that's why I think I enjoy the darts as well. I enjoy players like Littler, like MVG, even players like Stephen Bunting. Got a quick throw. I like the rhythm. I like the back and forth. Not that I didn't enjoy watching Taylor anyway, but a bit more pragmatic, takes his time. But I just like the back and forth, like the quick, explosive energy and the crowd. Like it's great, man. Have you ever been to watch like the darts or anything?
No. I've never been. That's why I want to go.
It's so good. And to be honest, like, I've been, and I know for a fact it won't be, if we do go to, obviously we plan on going to Ali Pali, the two events that I've been to, one's the Premier League, one's the, where's she gone? World Grand Prix, there she is. It's going to be nowhere near the sort of same like reception and the same atmosphere as Alexandra Palace. It's just something about that and the Circus Tavern. That Circus Tavern and like Lakeside, iconic darts venues. Like I don't think they'll be replicated. It's like football where you've got those iconic grounds. Like they won't be replicated.
Yeah, for definite. Because the thing is, because you've been a fan of darts now for how long?
My dad's always been into darts, and admittedly, that's how we got into drinking. But like, dad's always been a fan of darts. We had a darts board in the conservatory where we used to live in London. Don't really have one much now. Dad doesn't really sort of play it now, but I've always been a fan of the game. Never like played it much myself, apart from like with dad or just with family or just casually in the pub. Like I never went as far as like getting my own set of darts and competing or taking it seriously in that sense. But I've always been a lover and supporter of the sport. Like it's just one of them like where it's so simple. It really is, but they make it so simple. That simplicity is just what really gets me. And you get those people like, oh, it's a pub game. I'm like, yeah, it can start off as a pub game, but tell that to my mans that have got the fucking millions on their ranking and all this money. Like that sounds like a pretty good pub game to me.
Yeah. So to be fair, this is the question that I was leading into from that, because obviously you've watched darts more than me. Yeah. We were talking about this last night, how the viewing experience of darts has changed. So like now, right? Now you see the players on stage with bottles of water, right? And I remember as a kid growing up, kind of watching it if it was on, and there'd be pints. You know what I mean? There'd be pints of beer there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for you, why do you think that change has happened? And is it like a good change? Because like I say, I always remember if it was on, right, you'd watch and they'd be smashing pints. I think throughout the fucking game.
I think it's basically just what I alluded to. So the fact that some people see it as a pub game because back in the day, like you said, they were on stage necking pints, throwing arrows in its sort of pure natural form. But now where it's like it's a sport, it's shown on Sky Sports, like it's obviously going to be on Sky Sports main event tonight. You've obviously got under 18s that take part in the tournament that are eligible. You've got all sorts of different players. Women take part in the tournament now. That's like the game's changed in that sense. You've got the first trans player took part in the tournament this season. Like the game has progressed so much in terms of its accessibility. right? And they've put so much money into it that it's entertaining. Don't get me wrong, and it's all for entertainment purposes. Come on, walkouts like boxing. You come on with your walkout song. You got cheerleaders. You know, they're all even doing up karaoke, singing bits of their song before, and I love that. And I feel like every player that like whatever event, televised event, whatever it is, World, Europeans, whatever, should sing a bit of their song, give a bit to the crowd, really help get the crowd going because you know, like I said, when I've been to the darts, like the crowd's been good, and being part of the crowd, it's been, you know, it has been a good experience. And some people are always like, "Oh, you can just watch it at home," but the same can be said about anything. You can listen to the same. You can listen to your favorite artist at home instead of going to a concert, or you can watch your favorite football team at home or at the pub rather than going to the stadium. You pay to be there in the moment. You know, when it comes to reliving it or people asking you about it or your kids, grandkids are, you can say, "I was there. I was there when my man hit that 9 dart. I was there when Aguero bang that goal in against QPR. I wish I was.
Yeah,
that would have been sick." But
it's true. But so I guess I'm asking, like, do you think these changes are for the better?
Yes,
or do you think
absolutely?
And then, you know, would you say that now it's not so much a pub game anymore as it once was?
It's a sport. It's on Sky Sports now. Like, the thing is, you've got your sponsors, like your beer sponsors. You've got Foster's and all that. The same with like the Champions League. You've got sponsors like Heineken and all that stuff. But it's you know, if they want it to be seen as a proper mainstream sport, which I've always sort of seen it as that for the past like decade or so, since it became PDC, Professional Darts Corporation, is when obviously they started to make it more mainstream. Because BDO before, at the Lakeside, it was a bit more, not as serious, a bit more laid back. You'd still get people wearing the fancy outfits and the costumes and whatnot, but yeah, like to truly see it as a sport, obviously you can't be smashing out pints on stage. You've got young boys now, like in the same field as grown men. Like it's one of them. Like, and to make it family friendly as well, you sort of need to mitigate that sort of variable.
That's fair.
So it's
that's fair enough.
It's one of them ones. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when you know you start out, you might go down your local darts club and smash out some pints. But then when you realise, you know what, I'm actually starting to get the hang of this and like this and take it more seriously, you're gonna start. The same with anything. Like, if you start going gym or any sport, you're gonna start doing all the things necessary. You know, dieting, practice to actually, you know, get better at the game, to give yourself any form of physical, mental advantage. You're gonna do it, and
that's fair enough. Just like I said, you know, just for me, you know, when I think of darts, you know, like I say, that was how I like remembered it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so because as well, the way that I also look at it, I played pool for my pub team. I was the captain.
Yeah.
And we always used it as an excuse to go for a piss up on a Tuesday night. And then we won the league title, moved up the division, and then like basically like the team that I was captaining started to take it real fucking serious. You know, there was less you know, there was less drinking. There was more sort of like politics involved with like the team and stuff. And like for me, that's kind of when I fell out of love with pool. Because you know, for me, that's how I liked it. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I say, you know, obviously I was interested because I know you've been a darts fan for way fucking longer than I have. So you know, it's interesting that you think it's, you know, for the better.
I've always loved darts, and in terms of sport now, like I play table tennis, and you even get it with table tennis. People are like, they see it as a game you play in your basement. And to be fair, like darts is definitely way more mainstream than table tennis. It's crazy because table tennis, they're not putting the money, especially in this country, they don't put the money in it to properly put it out there. Whereas darts, they've pumped so much in, and it shows, and it's definitely money well spent. It's a good investment because it's definitely attracting more people into the sport that, like we said earlier, wouldn't have taken notice otherwise.
Yeah, for definite. But yeah, so obviously, for anyone listening, pay attention. We are planning to go this year get the gang together.
Maybe next year, depending on what stage of the competition we wanna go to, because we have to look at that as well.
Okay, so I said we should do a last 16. I think last 16 is a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, say like depend like if you want an afternoon or evening. I'd love an evening session. Love an evening session.
Yeah. It would definitely be an evening session. I think you've also got the best chance of seeing like some of the bigger players there, because they normally put them
before your favorite player gets knocked out, because unless your favorite player is the same as everyone's at the minute, it's Luke Littler, then it's 9 times out of 10 they're going to be out by the last 16. But if you're just a fan of the sport, and like you said earlier, like, as a neutral, and I think I was going to say it earlier, but I can't remember if I did or not, so apologies if I did. But like just seeing anyone hit a 9 darter, like in previous, it's been like Darius Labanauskas, some big Lithuanian Donny, hits a 9 dart, the whole crowd goes mad. The fact that they've seen like a perfect leg of darts, like it's just, appreciating the simplicity of the sport. Like I said, definitely. Appreciating, how easy they make it look, because fuck it, you go downstairs now, you get darts and see how long it takes you to get a 9 darter. Like,
I reckon I could do it within a week.
A week? What? A week? Just constantly, no toilet breaks. You just got to keep going.
Yeah. No. Like genuinely, I reckon I could do it in a week.
What? Hit a perfect leg of darts?
Yeah, 100%. I could do it. 100%. I could do it.
I Boozy 9 dart challenge when?
Mate, to be fair, that would be fucking class.
That'd be quite fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be class.
Mate, it's not. Mate, Joe has an advantage. All he's got, like, he's fucking big Donny.
Yeah, he's just got to fucking
put it in the dartboard.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Long day.
Ain't no Luke Littler here. That's Joe Bigler,
Joe
man.
Bigler. Yeah. Bigler, yeah. Fucking hell.
Bigger Joe. Yeah, man. Fucking.
But it's been great. As well, like watching it, like I said, someone who's really got into it, like last few months. It's given me the same sort of vibe as watching the Euros this year, in terms of, mate, I'm watching it. I've watched it every game with people that have basically never watched or cared about darts before. And they're really fucking enjoying it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been great. I must admit, I've been drinking too much, man. Fucking way too much.
I realised I've actually been like quite good in terms of the drinking until I worked New Year's. Obviously, we had a pint after midnight. Quite a few people were like, get yourself one, and then put myself one. And obviously, I'm watching Luke Litter and Aspinall, and I'm like, got about 5 pints on the wall to get through. I think I've still got one on the wall now. Forgot to take it off. Oopsie. But fucking. But then they all get done at once, because I'd rather like just drink them all and then they're gone, rather than over time. Then I feel obliged to come into the pub and drink my pint that's on the wall. Like while I'm there, and like we've said before, no one fucking, even though it was after work for me, but no one goes to the pub and drinks 1 pint and then goes home.
No, it's a waste of time. Fucking don't waste my damn time, innit?
Stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. But yeah, I think the problem with the drinking with the darts is, so what I've noticed is the company that I watch it with, we kind of drink to the pace of the darts, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because Luke Littler and MVG in the final, you're fucked, mate. Because they're like on average, they throw quite quick compared to like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like, I don't know, like as like a rough estimate, I'd say we're doing like a pint per fucking a pint per set, right?
Yeah, man, are hitting fucking 12 darters, 11 darters.
Yeah, and it's just a long day at that point. Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking long.
Well, it's because they hit the ad break. They hit the ad break sooner as well. Obviously, the quicker they go. Yeah. So it's like, fucking hell, that like ad break already, and he's 2-0 up in like 15 minutes. Yeah. You got some of you that are like, halfway through. Some of you are done, and the one that's halfway through has got to speed up. So then that gets chopped, and then you're all on level footing again.
Yeah, it's dangerous, man.
It's a fucking mess. Dangerous. It's a beautiful mess.
Yeah, it is exactly. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty prime time to wrap up, because I'm not gonna lie, I can see both me and Tom looking at the clocks, like checking the time.
At nothing. No.
Yeah, like we're like, oh, fucking pint o'clock. Guys, we're gonna wrap this one up here. It was actually a good episode. Like I said, I really recently got into darts. I'm fucking excited for tonight. Tom, give us a score prediction.
So it is definitely best of 7, yeah? As in, like, first two
best
sevens.
one.
First two sevens,
Yeah.
sorry. So
Yeah,
first to
first seven,
seven, considering they both, on paper, battered their previous opponents 6-1. World number 3 against world number 4. Should be a close game. But I don't think it's going to be no 7-1, 7-0 like job. It's going to be a long, hard fought affair.
Long and hard.
So one of them obviously gets 7, right? Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, that's a Michael Owen fucking comment there. But I'm reckon 7-4 MVG. You think it's going to be closer?
I'm going to go 7-5 Littler.
Yeah, I think MVG's just... I don't know. I don't think he's going to have too much for Littler, but I just think Littler's got... I think there's a lot of pressure that's been put on his shoulders, you know, and like we've said, this past year, he's grown as an individual, but with that has come all the added... Listen, he came in the final last year against Luke Humphries as the underdog. He comes in now as the bookie's favourite. So it's like...
which is fucking crazy,
yeah,
by the way.
A year on, like, man, he's making moves, man. But I thought I was Choco Mel, like, you were drinking there. But, yeah, I think MVG's gonna get it done.
Bread and butter ale.
Mate, these World Championships, that's MVG's bread and butter, so... Yeah, I think...
I see what you did there. That's my co-host right there, man. That's unbelievable from you.
He's done it! This is what he does!
He's done it. But
7-4, I think. But I, you know what? Like, it's not one of them where, you know, I really want to see Littler win. It'd be nice to see him win. I just want to see a good game of darts. I wouldn't want to see Littler wipe the floor of him because I think that would just be boring. I heard some people...
Yeah, it would be boring.
I heard some people talking about the other night and just seeing Littler sort of take apart Bunting on paper and, you know, 6-1. That's like... They're just like, it's getting boring now. It's like, fuck me. I'm like, you're the same people that, like, are football fans. And, you know, when City win the Premier League each year, you ain't saying shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's sometimes there are periods of sport where you can't even say he's been dominant. He's been dominant over the year. And so Luke Humphries has been more dominant. And he's out the last 16. Massive. But there are, you know, that's why there are goats of sport. There are teams... Like, you know, if notable ones like Arsenal had the Invincibles, City had the 100 Club, you know, Tottenham. Anyway, but like, yeah, there are teams that have just done really well, like in periods of time. You know, Liverpool when they won the double, the treble winning, like, you know, you could go on, like, you know, over time that sort of, you know, it changes. You know, whether Luke Littler will be a great for many years to come, who knows? Like,
I hope so, man.
I hope so. I do hope so.
We'll see. But right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap this up here. We're gonna be back next Friday at regular time. I think, right?
Yeah. As in later than tonight. We were early. Even though Josh wants to tweet that I'm late, when actually we were early, right?
You were late, you fucking little rat.
I was late I was late to being earlier than early, but I was I was still on time for being late late.
You are consistently late, I'll give you that.
But I'm consistent.
Yeah, guys,
that's what matters.
Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching live, twitch.tv/ThomasYoung1997. If you're listening back, Spotify or Apple Podcasts, shout out you, man. You man are fucking amazing. Also, right, just want to wrap this up. I do want to put this in. So I was speaking to Tim the other night.
Big up, Tim.
You know our Tim from Liverpool.
Big up, Tim.
He was chilling in bed with his missus, and there was nothing on TV, right? So she's like, "Oh, you know, like, you know, is there anything you want to watch?" You're like, "No, nothing." So they started just listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
Just chilling. I was like, do you know how fucking sick that is? I was like, that is fucking cool.
Man's missus, his missus wanted pillow talk and little nookie.
Yeah, mate, she was fucking moist as an oyster, mate. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, she was after listening to the fucking boys. Oh shit, sorry, Tim. My bad.
But right, Thomas, have a good night, man. Enjoy yourself in the pub. You know, drink responsibly. Don't do drugs. You know, all that shit. Mate, look, he's fucking ready to go, man. He's ready to go. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, see you later.
Ow, I can't, like... stretch my. I ain't got the wingspan to go like. I have to go like this. Like I can't like fucking chicken wing it, man.
Right, I'm assuming we're not raiding out. We're just gonna eat.
We can raid out. Well, we can cut in.
Oh, I've got pints to drink. We're wasting valuable time.
I'm not gonna look at who's live. I'm just gonna raid them, and if we raid into an offline channel, we do it.
Kitty.
Is she actually online?
Yeah.
She always fucking.
Yeah,
it's a full-time job, isn't it? As we learn.
Wait, people, if you're still here, let's do a little coffee pasta. Hang on.
We have to do a darts-related one.
Hang on, I've got this.
There's only one nuclear.
Hang on, people. I've got this. I've got this.
I will set up the train while you set up the pasta.
Right, everyone, copy and paste it. Yeah.
We're spreading darts fever on Twitch. Can you stop copy and pasting it so I can do it? Can you stop?
For everyone copy and paste it.